So it's going to be a very interesting show this week. First of all, coming up soon, we're going to be having, there was a whole controversy that happened in Lakewood with a mix-up between Smash House and Smash Burger, where somebody ended up feeding their children non-kosher, and this turned into like a whole kind of a serious thing in the Jewish world. So we are going to be hearing directly from the parent shortly. But before we get to that, I want to play something. We did make a promise, and I just want to play a little clip for you.
Okay.
You mind listening?
Not at all.
Okay, so let me play. This is from episode 234. Listen to this. Well, it's like Sabra. You know, Sabra was acquired by Pepsi.
Yes. I'm
huge deal.
Fully aware of that. I mean, personally, I don't love Sabra hummus.
Ooh.
It's just not my taste.
I think it's pretty good.
It's not for me.
Okay.
I need a little bit more authenticity in my
you're a
hummus.
Snob.
I am.
Okay, we're going to do a blind taste test with hummus.
Any day of the week.
And I'm going to give you the Sabra and another hummus that you claim to like.
I welcome it.
And we'll see.
We'll see.
You know
After
what?
Pesach. I'm so excited about this.
After Pesach.
Fair.
Obviously, we're not buying
Fair.
anything now. Okay.
Is that today?
That is today. It is after Pesach.
Because I'm not really ready.
But you did ask. You were like, hey, we were supposed to do the taste test. You didn't do it. So
I'm still confident in my abilities.
Okay, so this is going to be a blind taste test, like I said.
Okay.
So I'm not even letting you see the plate. Our listeners are going to get a picture of the plate. They're labeled 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to tell you the brands? We have 3 brands here.
Sure. I mean, if you want me to guess appropriately, if it's real blind taste test, you need to tell me which brands are there, and I'll tell you which is which.
Or should we just give you 3 tastes and you say which one is the best, rate them best to worst?
No, I don't think that's...
And then I'll say the brands.
But wouldn't it be cool if I could tell you which brands they are?
That would be. But it would be if it was blind. It would be even better.
I'm completely blind. What do you want me to do?
Meaning if I don't tell you the brands and you go, oh, that...
You want it double blind.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I don't know. I think there's an advantage to knowing who's in the mix.
To you, yes.
Yeah, I want that advantage.
I want to give you the advantage. So I'm not even letting him see, because there is a slight difference in color between all 3 of them. And I don't know if you have some sort of, super color, I don't know what that superpower would be. But yeah, so we're going to make sure you don't have it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to try number 1.
Let's go.
And we're going to do this together.
You're going to taste it as well.
That's just what I like to eat.
Okay. That's fair. That checks out.
That's all it is. And make sure when you eat this hummus, you wipe it clean so that you don't cross-contaminate.
Okay. You gave me the spoon. I'm going to tell you right now.
Whoa.
Right now, I'm going to tell you, even before I taste it, I will tell you that this is the Sabra hummus.
Really?
Yeah, this is it.
And you're betting on it?
I will bet anything on it. I know it.
Wow.
I know it.
Wow.
I know it like I know my name.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Here we go. You barely ate it. I took a big, huge...
This is not Sabra.
Oh, you're changing now.
I'm changing because the smell smelled like it, but the taste is not there.
Okay.
I want to say that this is like Sonny and Joe's.
Okay. Let's put that aside.
You've seen that out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you bought it. I don't know what you bought.
Okay. So that was number 1. We need you to finish off that spoon. Come on, you could do it. There we go.
All right, you want it clean.
Yeah, clean it off. Okay, so that was number 1. Your guess is you thought it was Sabra from the smell.
No, it's Sabra.
It's Sabra.
I'm going back.
No. We need a final answer.
Final answer. This is Sabra hummus.
That's
unless
Sabra
I
hummus.
taste the real. Unless there's a different. See, that's why I need the names. But okay, let's see. Let's go.
Here comes number 2.
Let's go for next.
So, but you're sticking right now with
Sabra hummus.
Sabra hummus. Okay.
I don't have an ID on the brand.
Okay.
But
you like this better or worse?
I like it a little better.
Okay. So that's number 2. You don't have an ID on the brand, but you like it a little better.
Right.
So number 2 is your front runner.
Front runner, number 1, Sabra, which I don't like.
Which you don't like. Incoming, number 3.
It's so similar to number 1. It's almost exactly number 1.
I disagree. This third one, to me, it had a much stronger sesame flavor, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. Yeah, there's a lot more sesame in there.
Like a tahini flavor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, it tasted very different.
Yeah.
This is actually my least favorite of the 3, interestingly enough.
I think my first was the worst.
First was the worst?
This is also pretty bad.
Okay, so number 1 was the worst.
Okay.
Number 2 was second worst.
The best.
Number 2 was the best.
Yeah.
Right. So it goes 2, 1, 3.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready for the reveal?
I am. Let's
do
it.
Number 2, which was your favorite,
is
Sabra hummus.
No way. It's not possible.
Yes, it is. I will show you the plate. And if you don't believe me, you could compare the colors because I do have all the packs. Number 2 was Sabra hummus.
This is number 2?
Yes. I'm so happy. I couldn't, this is interesting. You're gonna laugh now when you hear that Sabra. The one that you liked most was Sabra.
I don't know if you're like trolling me.
I'm
I
not
just
trolling
don't know.
you. I will show you the
Right.
cartons.
I can compare the
you
colors.
can compare them.
Interesting.
Number 1. Now this is wild.
Okay.
Guess what number 1 was?
Don't know.
Sonny and Joe's. You
So I
called
said it. I said it
and
first.
I was shocked. When you said it, I went, whoa. I was like, oh, this is going to end very badly for me.
At the
Yeah,
end.
he literally you got the brand and then you switched.
Yeah, I
you
switched.
switched it. And I was like, yes, he switched it.
It was at first I tasted that Sonny's and Joe's, like the Sonny and Joe's flavor, and then when it went down, I was like, no, this is very Sabra-esque.
So, and number 3 was Holy Hummus.
Interesting.
Yeah. And interestingly, the pricing was Sabra was the cheapest.
Well, that checks out.
But
you're
doesn't
saying I
because you
liked
like
it
the best. The other, between the other two, Sonny and Joe's was a little more expensive, and Holy Hummus was also more expensive. There was actually almost like a $2 price difference between the
wow.
Sabra. Yeah.
Well, it's being mass produced.
Okay, so the Sabra was the cheapest and the best.
Right.
Even according to your discerning palate.
Yeah, this hurts me, and I need to go back to the back to the kitchen.
Yeah. But at minimum, you don't need to be a hummus snob anymore. And the next time you find yourself
I prefer homemade.
at a kiddush with Sabra
Sabra
hummus, you're not going to
I
start
can't
screaming.
say anything. I
You
can't even
cannot
say
say
anything.
Yes,
Wow.
Yes. Okay, people. So there it is. There you have it. So that was interesting, right?
Yeah, to say the least.
But on the food topic, so let's get back to what we started with. So for those who don't know, so there was we don't know the deal. We're going to get the details. We're going to get the details from Moshe. His name has been changed to protect the innocent.
Yes.
Moshe is going to be joining us. Someone from his family actually were the one who contacted all the Jewish social media. We're going to get all the details from them.
He contacted them in order just to bring a heightened awareness
Right,
of the potential problems.
But let's just talk about what has been going on in social media. So you actually brought this to my attention. You said, did you see what's going on with Smashburger?
Yeah.
And Smash House.
Right.
Smashburger / Smash House. And
Well,
I was
they're
like,
not
no.
a slash. They're two separate
Yeah.
entities.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. So you told me about it, and I was like, okay, this is not even news. Like, why should I care?
Right.
And you said, what do you mean? Everyone's going crazy. And I still said, I don't care. But then when I looked, I saw you were right. People were actually going crazy. And the lines that were going around, I thought were just, I think it was taken a little too far. Like, I don't want to,
In what sense? Tell me.
Okay.
Like a lot of people are saying, that they should shut them down.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
I think that's ridiculous.
Agreed.
Okay. Then there were people saying,
We should not have kosher cheeseburgers in the Jewish market.
correct. And on that too, I say,
I mean, look, it's not a Jewish
you
concept.
definitely don't agree with that because you're of the guy when we talked about
I've been to Smash House.
no, but you also were the guy when we were talking about the pork in Israel, the kosher pork, and they couldn't get hechsher for it,
Right.
And you were very they
We
should,
should-
yeah,
My positions
Yes,
do change though.
no,
but not on
not
this.
on food, not on food.
This.
So yeah,
Yeah, if it's kosher, it's kosher.
yeah, and
But the concept of a cheeseburger is not a very Jewish idea.
yes, but it's not really a cheeseburger, right?
Correct.
Because this is not cheese.
Correct.
So like, and where do you
And
draw
by the way,
line?
the future is going to be lab-grown meat with real cheese. That is the future.
I disagree.
What do you mean? You don't think that's going to come out?
I know it's going to come out, but I don't think any one of the major Hashem organizations, any one of the koshering agencies are not going to give. They're not going to say it's parv.
You're saying the meat that is lab-grown that has no cow heritage.
Yes.
Right? It's
Well,
not
No, it
meat.
doesn't. No, it does come from a cow, right?
Well, no.
We
the
covered
original
this.
stem cell comes from
Right,
a cow.
right.
And now it's been grown in a lab.
Right.
It has really no beef yichus.
Right.
If you think about it.
No genealogy of beef.
Correct.
No, but it does because it came from beef.
Well,
I mean,
listen, artificial intelligence came from human intelligence. You wouldn't call that human.
no, but this is different, right? Because if you're taking a steak and then you're growing more steaks, it was a steak. I'll give you an example of where this practically comes about. And we covered this in one of our episodes, but we'll just cover it quickly. Is, for example, if you take, let's say you take a hair from that cow and you use that for the cells. Mm-hmm. Is that Aver Min HaChai? Is that considered taking a piece of an animal that's living, which is not allowed, what makes it not kosher? Is that considered Aver Min HaChai?
You're saying just a hair?
Yeah, while the cow's living, you go and you pluck it.
Personally, I wouldn't say that is because the animal's not suffering. The entire premise of Aver Min HaChai is the suffering of the animal.
I don't think that's accurate, but I think it's a halacha, and I
think it's not subject to
no,
to your svara, to my svaras.
Yeah, shtickle kfir here, but it's fine. It's fine. You could do you.
Okay.
You could do you. But we covered that in Israel, where they're very advanced in this area, there was a rav who came out and said it's parv. We covered this,
right? The lab grown beef.
And then all of the major organizations came up and they were like, no, this is not parv. But they did find some rav to say it was parv.
Right.
Because, and by the way, in my example...
It's going to be the next contentious issue in the Jewish world.
I don't know how contentious it's going to be because I think people just generally go with the flow. Whatever the major organizations do, people just follow.
Right.
And by the way, before anyone emails us with angry, halachic emails and that a hair is not really meat or milk anyway because it's considered like the refuse of the animal, we know it was just an example. Calm down, people. Calm down. So, right. So anyway, I don't think that's going to happen. But that was another question that people had. Mm-hmm. A third question that people had was...
the other way around, meaning that somebody was using an app, Uber Eats. If you can't read, like, how is that the restaurant's problem?
Right.
Like, there's a very clear difference between Smash Burger and Smash House.
Yes, I agree.
Again, this is just what people are saying.
Yeah, just what people are saying. So, bottom line, what's your take?
Personally, I think I feel very bad that it occurred.
We all do.
But there's a sense of responsibility that you have to have as somebody ordering.
Right. I agree.
Look, it happened before in a major yeshiva, and this is a long time ago. And this probably even before Uber Eats, but they called a place. They thought it was kosher. It had a similar word in the name. They ordered from the restaurant. It came. The whole dorm room ate treif.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. It does happen. It has nothing to do with Uber Eats. It has nothing to do with how you read. You just, I guess, need to be aware. When you're aware and you talk about, like, the tape around the food when it comes. I mean, there's reasons why we do things, right? When you get food from an outside restaurant, you gotta make sure that there's tape on it.
Right. What I'm thinking is, I just hope that if they were having it anyway, it may as well have been a bacon double cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying?
I was hoping for BLT.
Yeah.
No,
I guess we'll find out if there was any bacon. But if there was bacon, they would know instantly.
I suppose that's another telltale sign, right? But the truth is, they make the beef bacon as well.
That's also true,
right?
Yeah.
What are you going to say about that? You want to usher that? You want to say that that's no good?
Good question. I love beef bacon.
It's fantastic.
It's excellent.
I mean, and that's just a hint of what it really is. You know what I'm saying? It's not even. It's just a ma'ain.
Yeah, you're making me hungry now. Okay, so thankfully, Maishi, who's the parent, has accepted an interview with us. This is an exclusive. This is a Kiddush Club exclusive. You're hearing it here first.
And only, probably.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't do podcasts.
Yeah, he was very reluctant. You had to really work your magic. Yeah, but we appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
But here he is. We're going to bring him on.
So here he is. We have him on the line. Here's Maishi. Maishi, welcome to Kiddush Club.
Hey, how are you, Sal? How are you?
Good. It's been a long time, but, we're here.
Maishi, I want to first of all thank you for doing this. I know it probably is a little bit difficult, and we appreciate it. But you're helping Klal Yisrael. You know what I mean?
100%. That's the reason why I agreed to come on, to help out, to give people awareness. This shouldn't happen again.
So first of all, I mean, the question I think that that's on everybody's mind. I'm just curious from you. So first of all, actually, tell the audience, there was a lot of conspiracy theories running around. Did it actually happen? Did it not actually happen? Could you clarify that?
So
and tell us what happened.
Did the story happen? Yes. The burgers were ordered from Smash Burger as opposed to Smash House. And to the question of did the kids eat it, the answer is yes, they did eat a cheeseburger from Smash Burger.
Okay, so many questions come along with that.
I mean, I think, but like, I know that this is a serious topic, but just my very first knee-jerk question is, like, was it good?
Yeah, that's really what I've been waiting to ask.
So obviously, my son that ate it was 8 years old. The first question I asked him is that what it tastes like. I don't want to think too much into it. And he told me it was actually tasted pretty weird. That was
Well,
his response.
that checks out, because if you've never had a cheeseburger before and it's your first, it's your first foray into that world, it's going to be disorienting.
Yes, but at the same time, I mean, it's meat and it's cheese. So, like, I mean, did he say, like, it was a good burger?
No, he said that he actually didn't even finish it. He said it wasn't that good.
Interesting. Wow.
See, we're not missing that much.
Shots fired at Smash Burger.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, obviously, a ton of questions. So many people had a lot of questions. The obvious one: how did this actually happen? Who made the mistake, and how did it happen?
So I'll start that, the audience is aware that Smash House opened in Lakewood I think about a week or two ago before this incident happened. And it's the hottest thing, it's been promoted on social media, advertising, and all the kids know about it. My son was playing at his cousin's house, my brother's house, and my brother and his wife were away for the day, and they had a firm babysitter at the house, watching their kids. The older son was in yeshiva, the older daughter was out, but the babysitter was watching the younger kids. Supper time came, all the kids said, let's order Smash House, or I don't know, they told her Smash Burger. They kind of referenced that store. It's probably Smash House, they said. The from babysitter went on her phone onto Uber Eats and asked the kids what they want. And each one said they want a cheeseburger, because that's the famous item that Smash House has been promoting. She obviously made the mistake, got mixed up between the two stores. Actually, Smash House, I think, wasn't really delivering. This past Sunday, they were that busy. So I don't know what triggered to the Smash House and the Smash Burger. She clicked on the Smash Burger option, obviously. She put through the order. I believe it was 3 cheeseburgers and a fries. Food got delivered by Uber Eats, as it always does, probably 20 to 30 minutes later. The kids took it inside. Table was already set. They sat down and ate it.
Okay, wait, pause. Did you pay the babysitter? Need to know.
The babysitter has been paid in full. Yes.
What? Oh my gosh!
But
She
I think
actually feels terrible.
I
so
think
it's really
one
not-
I think one positive here that you're mentioning is that all the kids that did partake happened to have been under bar mitzvah.
That is correct.
So that's some type of like solace. You know what I mean?
The solace is that they don't realize, at least from a father's perspective, they don't realize the chaimer of eating, the seriousness of eating treif. They obviously know, since they're little kids, that we don't eat treif or cheeseburgers. But I think a kid over bar mitzvah or a girl over bas mitzvah would kind of beat themselves up a lot more over it, for lack of better words.
Right.
Or beat up the babysitter. But
Right.
I'm wondering, you think this week, did Smash Burger have their best week ever in Lakewood? For sure, right?
So I actually, that's one of the reasons I agreed to come on, is I think this can happen to anyone. It's not just this babysitter. It can happen to literally anyone, especially when it's a brand new concept in town and everyone's talking about cheeseburgers and how they have power of the cheeseburger. Well, not power, but power of the cheese on the burger. It can literally happen to anyone. That's what I think. And I'm sure it happens much more often than advertising. People are just embarrassed about it. They throw it out when it comes to the house. In this specific scenario, the babysitter wasn't really paying attention to what came into the house. The kids took the bag from the Uber Eats driver, ran to the table to eat it. It wasn't realized until afterwards, when they were cleaning up, they realized the mistake.
Wow. So what are the steps that can be taken? I mean, look, we know that when you get food from an outside restaurant, it always comes with the tape. There's always tons of tape, which, by the way, it annoys me to no end, because I got to find a scissor or a knife because it's wrapped up so intently Like, and I guess that really is the halacha, especially when it's coming from Uber Eats. It's got to be like you have to have a situation where you know for sure that the food wasn't tampered with.
Yeah,
So
that babysitter failed on. I mean, I feel bad if the babysitter's listening, but the babysitter failed on like multiple levels. First of all, the fact that it came in 20 to 30 minutes, red flag. Red flag number one: brand new store, busy as anything, and they got the food quickly. Number two, it wasn't taped up. There's red
Well, I
flags.
think someone who orders Uber Eats all the time in my house. So of course we all see that tape that Sol is referring to. It's very popular, that tape, and it's a pain to open up. But do the kids, when do our kids all know, and maybe that's part of the awareness, what that tape is really for? Do every one of your 10
No, but the
and 12,
babysitter, you would think that the babysitter would know.
nobody's making a good point. It's your job as a father and the head of a household to make sure your kids understand
But there was an adult in the room. There was an adult, a babysitter. The babysitter, I'm sure, has ordered Uber
she's
Eats many
watching other
times.
kids. I mean, again, like I said, I'm a very big user of Uber Eats. Okay, there are many times food comes to my door and I'm equally guilty. Right, I don't even think twice whether I'm ordering from any other store in Lakewood.
You had bacon,
Right,
didn't you? You've eaten bacon. Just say it. Come out
Right,
now to all our listeners.
when my kid's taking it in, and I can be busy on a call or something like that,
Right.
or I can be busy upstairs with a baby.
you're not focused.
And my kids just rip it open. They eat their chunk from wherever Bundaberger, wherever it comes from. You know what I mean?
So are you now one of the people? So again, there's a lot of controversies going around. People saying, I'm not going to say who said what, Lashon Hara, whatever. People saying the problem number one is the name. That's one camp. There's another camp of people saying the whole fact that we have these kosher cheeseburgers, that's the problem. And the fact that we're trying to be like Goyim or whatever, that's the problem. Are you on any of those things, or are you saying there's just an honest mistake?
Both of those items are for Roth to decide. I'm not. It's not who I am. I am a regular working person here in Lakewood, New Jersey. I'm not going to be the one to decide either one of those. What I will say is something that I saw that Smash House just did a few moments ago. Is they added on the word kosher onto their Uber Eats profile.
Okay, so there's action being taken on part of the restaurant to remedy this, the possible confusion in the future.
They should do more than that. They should change the actual name. Just now, again, I'm not a Rav either, but I would think they shouldn't call themselves just straight Smash Burger, Smash House. It should be like Kosher Smash House with the word kosher first.
No,
but the problem is that if a person searching, and again, if the babysitter just searched for Smash Burger, all the kosher Smash Houses in the world are not going to help because Smash Burger is going to pop up and you're going to order. So it doesn't exactly sound
probably
right.
put in the word Smash, and I have no idea when they founded Smash House what the reasoning for the name was. I know it has something to do with actually Smash the Burger. I've watched your social media. That's what he talks about, and I'm sure in Smash Burger they do something similar. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I don't know if he was. I don't want to accuse him of saying that he was trying to copy the Smash Burger. I have no idea what went through his head when he came up with that name. You know what I mean? Was he trying to copy them to tortilla and say, no, we also serve cheeseburgers for kosher? I don't know. But yeah, it can be very confusing for a child who's a brand new concept also. Don't forget, like I said, the store opened about 2 weeks ago in Lakewood. So it can be very confusing.
Yeah, for sure. So after the fact...
And to the doubters out there who say, look at the rest of their menu, the Havs have not used Uber Eats that often because Uber Eats shows you the most popular items right on top of the page.
Right.
And then you hit checkout.
Are the kids, is it public knowledge, like your kids among them, do other people know that it was your kid? Do their friends know, or is this completely...
No, completely in the family.
So who was the one who reached out to like CBN?
Jewish media, yeah.
Was that...
My brother. My brother did. Brother did it not. My brother didn't do it custom showing to hurt Smash House.
No, for sure, right.
He just felt it was important that on a new store in Lakewood, this can be an issue. When you type in the word smash, be careful which smash you're hitting.
Right.
Or which smash you're smashing.
No, for sure.
Right.
Okay, this is great. I mean, it's a great public service announcement, and again, we really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. By the way, part of this never happening again is because they're raising awareness, and because look, there's already been changes made on Uber Eats, which is a big plus, and hopefully this never happens to anybody ever again. But that'll be in your zchus.
Yeah,
Moshe.
and your brothers.
100%. Like I said, I don't think anybody. One of the first things we teach our kids is obviously Basar V'Cholim. It's an important part of our Yiddishkeit, and nobody would ever want that to enter their house or to their kid's mouth. So it's just an awareness. It's not to hurt him, to hurt his business in any which way. Just an actual awareness. Just be careful when you're on Uber Eats or any of these apps.
For sure. So thank you again for joining. We appreciate it. We know it was not easy to discuss. But Meretz Hashem, nothing like this ever happens to you or your family or to anyone in Klal Yisrael. And God bless you for helping everybody else be aware of the problem.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Moshe. So look, I feel bad that it happened. Just to reiterate,
especially now putting a face to the whole thing. Yeah, I feel terrible.
Yeah,
I do feel terrible.
But again, like we said, it was kids, who didn't really reach bar mitzvah age. Not that makes it better. Right. But it's some type of saving grace.
Some consolation.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on. We do have a lot to cover.
I mean, namely the attempted assassination of our president for the third time,
Yep, it's the third time. So we absolutely we have a lot to cover there. I do want to mention, by the way, so we last week we were talking a lot about anxiety. Not a lot, but we were talking about some anxiety. And then this week's bonus, we did like a deep dive, like in a way that we don't usually do.
Yeah, this was a unique episode for the two of us. I mean, sometimes we're just going to get personal.
Yeah, we got very personal, and we got some amazing studies. Like one of the studies was from a scientific standpoint, people that are lucky, quote unquote. How does that work in science? Is there something to it? And it comes out there is something to it, but you're gonna have to subscribe if you want to hear about that study. But it was very personal. It was very interesting. And what's weird is that, so after the last week's episode and after the bonus, I guess I came out, as I often do, talking about my own little battles with anxiety. And several people contacted us asking, hey, could you recommend anything for anxiety? What should I do? And, it's pretty crazy how many people are dealing with it. And like, it's almost like taboo. It's much less than it used to be, I think.
Yeah, no, now it's almost an accepted fact that if you're alive and you're walking around in this world, you probably have at least some form of anxiety.
If you don't have anxiety, if you're watching the news right now, or listening to the news, or looking at what's going on online, and you don't have anxiety, then check your pulse.
Right. I mean, it's just something that it's a normal everyday thing. I feel like that everybody goes through on some level. For some people, it can become debilitating, and that's when it's a real problem.
Exactly.
Right? Anxiety, I feel, is normal, but if it inhibits you from leading your life and doing the things that you love to do or that you have to do, then it becomes a problem.
Yes, totally agreed. Interestingly, we stumbled upon this website. So there's actually an answer. And had we known it, we would have been emailing it to the people who have been emailing us. And it's this website. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called okclarity.com.
Oh, I did hear of this website, but tell me, I don't know what it is.
So essentially what they do is they've aggregated. So first of all, it's interesting because it's specifically for the Jewish world. Okay. So, and they aggregated a whole bunch of like psychiatrists, therapists, coaches, nutritionists, college teachers. Yeah, like all this stuff.
So really anything you could possibly need located on one website, aggregated for you.
Yes, and like they did the vetting. So it's like you don't have to like email Kiddush Club Podcast asking for some advice, right? Like that's not the way to go about it. Or you calling your aunt and, who could I call? So they did that work, and it's pretty cool because you can actually, it's funny. It's serving like the frum world. I mean, serving everybody. But when you're browsing their directory, you can literally choose this. There's a filter for religiosity.
Yeah, and by the way, isn't that an important thing though? Don't you want a therapist or a nutritionist that's on your wavelength?
Yes, 100%. And like the first one is from open-minded. Then there's Orthodox, modern yeshivish. This is great, by the way. We need this list of different religiosities. And we could, I, as a producer, I'm going to take these and start putting my stories into different buckets. Like, oh yeah, this is good for the Litvish crowd. This is good for the Lubavitch, Sephardic, Frum, conservative, Reform, Hasidish. They have it all.
Wow. This really sums up the entire Jewish world.
Yeah.
Like if you can't find your category here, are you even Jewish?
Yeah, probably not.
Right.
Probably not. But obviously you could also choose the gender. Very important. You could choose the location. You could choose like if you want to do it over Zoom or you don't want to. Because by the way, that's a big thing for people is they don't want to go into an office. Maybe they're uncomfortable, maybe, whatever.
Sure.
You could do it on Zoom.
Right.
It's as easy as that.
But not only that, I think I see here a tab for insurances.
Yes.
You can find a therapist or any provider that takes your insurance, and you can just choose from that list. So if you're suffering with anxiety or you're suffering with any other condition that you think can be helped, which most of them can, right? It's just a choice. You can just visit this website.
And by the way, when you find the provider that you're interested in, each one has like a video introduction. So you're not just reading a bio. You get like a feel for the person, like, because if I click on a guy and he starts saying,
I know exactly what your anxiety is.
That's not for me.
For sure. No, look, give me a chance.
No, that guy's not for me. That particular, nothing. I'm not throwing shade here. I'm just saying it's not my lifestyle.
You want somebody more on your wavelength.
Who gets me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So check them out. They're okclarity.com. It's really unbelievable. Honestly, once I saw that this was a resource, like that's my go-to now. That's it. I'm done. Okay, Clarity, that's where I'm going.
Bro, can I just say on behalf of everybody?
To please go.
Yeah, just to please find a therapist. Please.
Well, now I can.
Yeah.
And hopefully in network.
okclarity.com.
Bingo. Okay, a couple shout outs. Okay, happy birthday, Donnie Ness. You have the best Trump impersonation. Ooh, challenge. Competition is on, accent guy.
I have the best one. No one beats me.
Hope we can continue to do the Casey dance. Yes.
I need to hear more about the Casey dance. That's the honest truth.
What is the Casey dance?
I'm not sure.
I thought you knew.
And happy birthday to Margalit, your number one Kiddush Club fan. We know when you're listening because we hear you laughing in your room. Wishing you tremendous success in everything you do. And of course, more of your beautiful paintings. Love, Mommy and Tati.
Happy birthday, Margalit. Also, somebody sent in this cake, and we're very shout out, happy 15th birthday to Zev, whose parents made him apparently a Kiddush Club cake.
Oh, I love this. I mean, it's got the logo, it's got the birthday special on it,
it's got the spectrograph.
Yeah.
It's got it all. But yet we're sitting here without tasting this cake. You could have done better. You could have done better.
Happy birthday, Zev.
Okay, so now we can finally move on to the biggest news story, which was maybe the third Trump assassination attempt.
Maybe? What does that mean, maybe?
Okay, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You know that, like, the number one trending thing was staged on social media.
Look, if someone is going to say that anything is staged before they have a shred of evidence to it, I think those type of people are unwell. Maybe they need okay clarity.
They do need okay clarity. Okay, so let's first paint the picture. So there was the White House Correspondents Dinner.
Which, by the way, Trump has skipped.
Yes. Well, more than that. This White House Correspondents Dinner, basically all the people from the media, they come for an evening. And what they do is they roast the president and they roast everybody in attendance.
Yes.
Now, Trump famously has called the press the enemy of the people.
Yes. Not only that, he, like we said, he skipped every single White House Correspondents
Dinner
Dinner
why he skipped
ever.
It. Right. That's exactly why he skipped it.
Right.
Because he said, you people are all fake news. You are the enemy of the people. I'm not coming. For whatever reason, he decided to go this year.
Yeah.
Which is in itself
puzzling.
Strange. See? And while the thing was going on, and we have videos we're going to share, there's not much to play from an audio standpoint. There is some audio. So when the event started happening, the issue, Oz Perlman was actually doing some sort of mental trick on Melania Trump.
Yes.
And we have that video. You have to see the video because it's quite funny, because in the middle of him performing this trick, at some point shots are fired and people hear the shots. And you could see him like just looking around like, who's interrupting my trick? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Like, look, here it is.
I mean, he's a showman.
But it's not just a showman. There's an expression of disappointment unlike anything I've ever seen from an entertainer. Like he wasn't. It's not like a fear that's on his face. It's like what is happening?
I'm just getting to the best part.
Exactly. Like he was hitting the punchline. But in the same image, if you look at Melania, she looks deathly afraid.
Yeah.
And if you look
she's been through this before.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you look at Trump in the same still, he's couldn't care less.
It's unbelievable to me how chill this person is.
It's crazy.
How is he so chilled?
He barely, and in fact, so one of the reasons they're saying it was staged, the conspiracy theories, is because he was so chilled. They're like, oh, well, obviously he was chilled because he planned it. That's one of the things, because he was so cool.
Right. So, if this was the only assassination attempt, I get it. Right. But we had one in Butler, Pennsylvania,
Staged.
where
Also
his
staged.
ear was hit.
Also staged.
And he came up and he pumped his fist and he said, fight, 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 which just goes to show you that the fear doesn't register.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He is not afraid for whatever reason.
He's literally not afraid. And another thing that people noticed, so right away, Secret Service came in, police came in. Here's a video where they evacuate immediately J.D. Vance. Trump is still sitting there.
This got me. This really bothered me because one agent completely passes Trump and goes straight for J.D. Vance to get him into the back.
You sound like you're starting to switch your
this part I didn't understand. The only thing that my mind tells me is that agent was specifically on J.D. Vance detail, and his responsibility is the vice president, nothing else.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
That's the only thing that could make sense to me in my mind. But also during an interview, Trump did say, he said, they were trying to get me out of there. The problem was me.
Yes,
I wanted to see what's going. Like he didn't. I'm not leaving. I want to see what's happening.
Well, he literally gave a press conference 30 minutes after it happened. He came out and he does what he always does.
Our president has FOMO. Is the point?
Yeah.
He had fear of missing out. He wants to see what's going on, and he's actually resisting the agents. For a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. There was another reason that people were saying staged, and this is just really dumb, but I'll play it. This audio you actually can hear. It's Carolyn Levitt, who is the White House spokesperson. She was interviewed right before the White House Correspondents Dinner, and this is what she said.
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Talk about al tiftach peh. You know what I'm saying?
Or, and hear me out, or
you're saying it was a Freudian slip. I mean, come on, man. This is so not your type.
I don't believe this for even a split second.
Okay.
Obviously. Okay. This was not staged, people.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Okay, I just needed to hear the sanity come out of your mouth.
Yes, it's not. But you could see where people, Carolyn Levitt, leave that aside.
I can see the opening. I can see how you can get here. I do. Did you see the video though of the one guy that just didn't move?
Yeah.
He was eating his burrata salad and he didn't flinch.
Yeah, he didn't flinch.
To him it's like a movie.
Yeah.
He's just watching.
They asked him about that because that was also part of the conspiracy theories. And he said, well, I have a bad back. Poor guy.
I was hoping that would take me out of my misery.
No, he didn't want to. Okay, so it's worth mentioning that everybody got down on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I'm not sure that that's the best idea either. You can hit people on the ground.
Yeah, but I would just play dead.
It's not that. It's not that. It's that you need to move in an unpredictable way. I had a friend that a bunch of years ago was held up. He was a jeweler, and he was like getting off a bus on a quiet road, and someone said, "Give me your bag," and he said no. He didn't give them anything, and he just took off. But he ran zigzag because you can't hit a moving target
exactly
very well.
What you're supposed to do.
So that's what I'm saying. How come we didn't see more zigzagging at this White House Correspondents Dinner?
Okay, so it's worth mentioning. So because we didn't really explain, it's worth mentioning. So the shooter actually didn't get
into the ballroom at all, yes.
Right.
But nobody knew that at the time, and everyone's just like, get under the table. Like, I don't know if under the table is the best place. That's all I'm saying.
I would have got down under the table, and I would have started crawling out of there.
You're saying crawling, zigzagging.
Maybe to the bathroom. I would just get away.
Yeah.
I don't want to be anywhere near there.
It's like an electric situation.
But the other thing is that Trump, we know this from other people, and Trump himself said it in the press conference, was that he was pushing for the event to continue.
Yes.
Repeatedly. Once again, you know why? Because this was all part of the plan.
Explain.
Meaning he wasn't afraid. Mm-hmm. And why not continue the whole program?
Well, if you set it up and it was staged, the best thing for you to happen is that it gets shut down, right?
No, he didn't want to shut down. He just wanted, maybe sympathy, maybe people to stop talking about the Iran war, some big headlines.
Yeah, but if you just continue like nothing happened, you're mitigating that. You're not giving people enough time to process and to realize the gravity of the situation. So him pushing for a continuance, I shouldn't say a continuance, him pushing to continue the event is just shows me that it wasn't staged. Right. Exactly.
Right. So in the press conference, this was, I think, probably the clip that got the most plays afterwards. Here's Trump. He was asked if he was concerned about political violence, and this is what he had to say.
Are you concerned about political violence? This could be politically motivated.
All violence. I'm concerned about everything. Look, but I can't be so concerned that you can't function. No, I'm here. It's a dangerous profession. I tell the story. Race car drivers, I think it's very dangerous. So if you take 1%, and then take about 10% of 1%, just to break it down very easily, they die. So much less than 1%, 10% of 1%. I think bull riding is very dangerous. If you take about the same 10% of 1%, much less than 1%, but if you take presidents, it's 5.8%, and about 8% are shot at. So nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession. If Marco would have told me, maybe I wouldn't have run. Maybe I would have said, I'll take a pass. No, it's a dangerous profession.
10% of 1%. I got very confused. All the math killed this for me, but he does
so many questions.
He thinks he's Ellie Copter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like he thinks he's an action star.
Yeah.
And he's like, his life is on the line every day. But
well, it is.
Yeah, it seems like
it is.
It is. There's a big but there.
Wait. But what's bull riding?
Well, bull riding we know is a super dangerous sport.
What is he talking? That's like Texas Southern, like where they go onto
Where
like
they
a
get
bucking
on,
bull.
Yeah. And the bull tries to get them off.
Oh, I was thinking bullfighting, and I thought that's
by the way, either one.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? There was you saw the bullfighter that was that seriously injured.
Yes.
And he was a professional.
Yes.
And there's at some point
Baba Kama in real life. Oh, he got Baba Kama.
He really did. He got gored, and not in a good way.
Not in a very bad way. And so that was one question I had with the bull riding. You clarified it for me. Why couldn't he just say 1/10 of 1%, and I would have been good? But he went into
lost me at the
1%. And then if you take 10% of that, which is actually a smaller number, what?
Yeah, he lost me there. But again, this is an impromptu press conference on the heels of a shooter coming into the White House Correspondents Dinner. You're going to have to cut him some slack on this.
Yeah, for sure. But of course, he didn't take long. We all knew it was going to happen, but then he said it right at the press conference for him to talk about the White House ballroom.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course.
But it wasn't just him. Yeah,
a lot of people, listen, it's the right. It's the people that are Trump fans, because there has been so much opposition to this ballroom, which is so ridiculous. Like, it's privately funded.
Yeah.
Like, what are you making a case about?
And just to clarify for those who don't know, part of, the Secret Service as well as the police said that they couldn't secure the hotel the way they would have been able to secure
a White House ballroom.
Well,
obviously.
And it wasn't only the right. Because our favorite senator also came right out on social media right after and said, this is why we need the White House ballroom, stop being baby, something along those lines, and just get it done.
Yeah, he's not wrong about this. Look, I don't think that this issue should be the case that makes it or breaks it for the ballroom. You know what I mean? I don't think this is the issue. It is a security thing. I get it. But this is more of a national pride thing. The White House grounds should have a ballroom.
Yeah, I don't. But to me, actually, this is the bigger issue. The fact that they can why should they be using a hotel
Right.
where there's guests? I mean, there were guests. The shooter was a guest of the hotel.
Right.
Like, why should that even be?
Right. You're
Like,
saying
it doesn't make
it's not the smartest thing to have the entire government basically.
Right.
Like the
Trump's
entire
whole cabinet was there.
Right. By the way, if it was something more serious and they were somehow able to blow up the hotel, I mean, the government is in pandemonium.
Yeah. So, and by the way, that's not the only thing John Fetterman said. I have a clip for you. I just wanted to play this a quick one. This is John Fetterman being asked a question as he was entering the White House Correspondents Dinner. Listen to this one.
I fully support killing everyone of Hamas and all the Iranian.
So they asked about what's going on in Gaza and Lebanon, and he says, I fully support killing everyone in Hamas and the Iranians. Fetterman always bringing
He delivers.
He always delivers.
He just delivers.
So they got the suspect. There's a video. We're going to include the video, the security camera video where you see the suspect actually running right past security. He did get a shot off on one of the Secret Service.
Thank goodness he had
police.
I think it was Secret Service, and I think he had a vest. So,
but it wasn't just the vest that protected him.
What was it?
It was his vest plus his mobile phone.
Really?
Yeah, his mobile phone was in the vest. It took the bullet.
Wow.
I'm thinking Android.
iPhone's not gonna... I think that was definitely an iPhone.
No, I think it was Android.
Do we know?
We don't know.
We don't know.
But if it was, that's like a great
That's
like,
a best commercial
campaign.
ever.
Yeah.
Best commercial ever.
Samsung. It'll stop a bullet when you need it most. Yeah, so we do know who the guy is.
Cole Allen.
Yes. They did look into him, and it does turn out that he is very anti-Trump.
You don't say.
Yeah. It's funny because right after it happened, I had started texting people, you among them, oh my gosh, a third assassination attempt on Trump. And people are like, whoa, don't jump to conclusions. That's not what this was. We don't know what it was. I'm like, come on.
Right.
Like, come on. Third time's a charm.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We kind of know where this is going.
It's also a little crazy that they keep trying to kill him. And he mentioned that, look, they are only trying to kill me because I'm doing stuff. Which is a great point.
The fact
you look through the the history of who's been targeted. It's people that have made significant changes.
That's literally what he said.
Yeah.
But he came out of it, Baruch Hashem. I will say Baruch Hashem. He came out of it without a scratch. So did everybody else, Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
So it had a good ending, and we have to wait.
Well, there's also the issue of the manifesto.
Yes.
He did leave a multiple page, I suppose it's just a letter.
No, it's a lot of these guys do this. They leave a manifesto.
Of course, because they want their point to be heard. Right. He's doing this so that he can get attention.
Right. And then all the news people play it and give him exactly what he wanted. Which means more people, chas v'shalom, are going to do this in the future because they know they could depend on the press to read the manifesto.
Right. Well, this one started a little weird. Hello, everybody. I don't know if that's it doesn't give me manifesto vibes.
Well, he's not a professional podcaster, let's say.
What do you
just
mean?
a random, he's a teacher, actually.
Well, he's not a professional assassin, I think you mean to say.
He's also not a professional assassin. Baruch Hashem for that.
Yes.
But I got to tell you, as it was happening and when I saw the video of Vance being pulled away, I'm saying Baruch Hashem that nothing happened to Trump, and I mean it. Mm-hmm. Because, I have a fear. If chas v'shalom anything were to happen to President Trump.
You have J.D. Vance.
Yeah, in the wings, and that's not something I'm looking forward to.
Right. Just in another aside, this happened just as Shabbos was ending.
Yeah.
And we were almost watching it in real time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like I'm looking at my clock and it's 8:46 and it happened at 8:38.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're watching what's happening in the ballroom as it's really happening.
Yeah. And it's all reporters. So the reporters themselves are sending pictures and
selfie videos, and they're recording from their cell phones.
Some of them were crying. Some of them were really afraid. Among others, Erica Kirk was led away. She was really hysterical crying. I don't blame her.
That's PTSD. I mean,
reporters started asking her questions, and she said, "I just want to go home." It's heartbreaking, and it's heartbreaking to see people like Candace Owens, who just how they vilified her.
Not just that, they're continuing to call her out in ways that are so mean. This is a widow, and you just keep beating on her like she had something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
like let her grieve.
Yeah, it's just it's mean. That's what it is. It's just
no, it's worse than that. It's really, really disgusting.
Yeah, I agree. Because listen, we know that like a widow, Hashem takes care of the
right.
widow.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
Candace Owens claims that she's a religious Christian.
Right.
Has she not read the Bible? Like literally, it's in the Bible, Candace. No, but she's a fake. She's a phony, and it's not just me saying that. It's Trump saying that. Trump, by the way, he doesn't stop. He's been going after Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson. He actually shared on Truth Social a fake cover of Time magazine.
Do we even know if it's fake?
Oh, it's fake.
No. The cover of Time magazine is fake. Yes, obviously she wasn't Vile Person of the Year. Time doesn't have that category.
Vile Person of the Year, and a very unflattering photo.
I want to know if the picture is real. Is that a real picture?
I think it's probably AI.
Probably.
And Trump writes, Candace Owens' stock, which was never very high, has fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable. I believe in this case, without verification, she is an extremely, he added extremely, low IQ individual.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that he's wrong, but there's also the case to be made where people like Candace and people like Tucker and people on the left, like the talking heads, they kind of encourage this type of violence.
Yes. I mean, a lot of people were saying that, but I would hit back at you and say, I think it comes on both sides. I think the politics today, it's both sides. I mean, look.
You see what's going on with Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes. Well, that I think is deserved. We're going to play that clip. Jimmy Kimmel, really disgusting. If you talk about disgusting things to say, that's up there with disgusting things to say.
But the question is it worth him getting fired? Does he deserve to lose his job for that? Because that's what the president and the first lady are calling for.
Yes, I don't think so. We'll play the clip. I don't think it warrants him losing his job because I think let the free market decide. If people, decide that this is what they want, so be it.
Right. I agree with that.
So let's play the clip just so that people know what we're talking about.
But just to introduce the clip, obviously we mentioned that Oz Perlman was hosting the White House Correspondents Dinner, and it's the first time, I believe, in history that it hasn't been a comedian.
Yes, that's correct.
So Jimmy Kimmel took it upon himself to do like a mock hosting of the White House Correspondents Dinner and say what he would have said if he was running the show.
Right.
And this is what it sounded like.
And of course, our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, listen. I personally think that I don't like him. I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's all there.
He said she has the glow of an expectant widow. Now he claims he just meant because Trump is old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody's buying that. Come on.
But look, he couldn't have known. Obviously, this took place before the actual White House Correspondents' Dinner. He couldn't have known that this was going to happen.
No. Of course he didn't know, but it's in such poor taste.
Yeah, but he's always been that way. He has, like, in place of hosting a late night show, what he does is just pontificate from his platform.
Right.
It just became a venue for him to vent his political frustration against Trump. It's not funny. I don't think it's watchable. Whatever.
Yeah, agreed. And before we continue, now is the perfect time to mention that if you are in the market for anything for your house, any appliance for your house, there's only one place that you should be going to, and that is Town Appliance.
Town Appliance has everything you need, especially if you are living a Jewish religious lifestyle and you need your appliances to be Shabbos friendly. So whether it's cooking, refrigeration, laundry, dishwashers, any type of appliance, whether it's big or small, Town Appliance not only has the knowledge and expertise to guide you what is correct for you, but they also have the selection.
But also, summer is coming. They have everything outdoors. There's nothing worse than when you're trying to get like a nice sear on a steak and your barbecue's just not cutting it. You know what I'm talking about?
Or if you don't have a barbecue yet.
Oh, right.
Right? If you're making them in the oven, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It doesn't taste the same. And also, Spring Black Friday is here at Town Appliance, where you could get up to 50% off and get Town Perks savings. There's absolutely no reason to delay. Spring is here. Summer's coming. Now's the time.
Yes, and they ship nationwide, but of course, if you need to see your appliances in person, you can visit their showrooms. They have one in Lakewood, New Jersey. They will have one in Cedarhurst in the Five Towns, and of course in Baltimore, Maryland.
Check them out, townappliance.com. Okay, the other thing that was interesting was how a lot of the mainstream press was covering it. So like the New York Times, searching for a motive for the gunman. We have a manifesto. we know the motive, New York Times. Anything to try to make it like, no, it wasn't the guy on the left.
We're not clear about it.
We're very, it could be anything. Who knows? Well, maybe he was hungry and they didn't invite him, and that's why he went crazy.
I heard the burrata salad was fantastic.
It really was. Bottom line, I think Trump handled it like a champ.
Yeah, you got to give him that.
And I think, remember how that whole fake news thing that said he fell asleep and they were comparing him to Biden. And you know what? If you see him in that clip and you see him 30 minutes later, immediately with the press, let's continue. You're going to tell, like, how could you even compare? Like, there's no comparison. And let me tell you something else. I think, and I'm going to say this, we said it as a joke before, but the more time that passes, the more I believe it. I believe that at some point Jewish people are going to name their kids after this president.
Oh, come on.
I'm not kidding.
Really?
I'm not kidding. This man is like so ridiculously, there's no president in history of this country that comes close. I'm going to read to you another tweet that he put out, or truth. Quote, whether people like Israel or not, they have proven to be a great ally of the United States of America. They are courageous, bold, loyal, and smart. And unlike others that have shown their true colors in a moment of conflict and stress, Israel fights hard and knows how to win. He knows what's going on with Tucker. He's attacking them relentlessly. He's being pro-Israel relentlessly.
Yeah, I can see actually some Israeli people doing it. I can't see it happening in America.
Why?
Like I can see a Donald. You know what I'm saying? I can see Donald.
Donnie's easy. Donnie's easy. Why? Look at the name Alex. It's in the Jewish world, very popular name, and that's Alexander the Great. It's not a Jewish name.
Right.
There's other names like that. Edward. King Edward. Mm-hmm. It's not a Jewish name. So I don't think it's so crazy.
For the name Donald to become part of the Jewish lexicon.
Yeah. Yes. I think he's going to go down in history that way. I really do. Yeah. So I think it's crazy. The comparison to Biden in terms of energy is ridiculous. In fact, there was another clip. I don't know if you saw this one. Trump playing tennis with Serena Williams.
Did you think I would miss this?
You didn't miss it? So we're not going to play it because, again, not much
really
to hear.
Right. But he does take his shoes off and plays tennis with a champion in his suit.
Yeah.
And by the way, he does not have a bad swing.
His swing, I was going to say, his swing is way better than mine.
Yeah, he looks like he's played before. Not so much his backhand. Yeah, the backhand needs work. But, you got to give it to him.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to play.
And I got to tell you, every time you have one of these assassination attempts, you're further cementing his legacy in American history. Like, do they not understand that?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Because
true.
he's shaping up to be an absolute legend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not because of what he's doing, but because of the attempts on his life.
Was there any other president that had 3 attempts?
I don't know. I don't know the history that well.
I'm going to ask AI. No, there's not.
Nobody had more Nobody had more than me.
I have the biggest assassination attempts.
I mean, look, whether you like it or not, it's a stat. You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
It's real, and it just cements his legacy.
But that doesn't mean, by the way, that he doesn't know how to, bring the heat to Israel, when it's needed. We covered last time that he wrote all caps, Israel is prohibited from doing anything in Lebanon. And now as things continue to heat up with Iran, I'm sure there's going to be more instances where he disagrees with Israeli policy. But in terms of support, there's been nobody like him.
Yeah, really hard to argue with that.
Yeah. Other news, by the way, the Leering Center has been raided by the FBI.
Oh, finally.
Yeah. It's finally been raided, that and 22 other places. Finally, they are doing something about it.
So what does Ilhan Omar have to say about that?
Oh, you know what she has to say. You heard the clip.
I did.
Okay, let's play it. Here it is.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.
She did quickly correct herself.
She went straight to 11.
Yeah. We went straight from World War II to World War XI. But I guess that's because of the 2 Roman numerals.
Exactly.
Which she obviously didn't read very well.
Yep, but it doesn't matter because the internet doesn't forgive and doesn't forget.
Yeah, no, she's going to be hearing about that for a while.
She's going to be haunted. Okay, let's quickly go through the latest in Iran. So first of all, Trump has, in the latest news that we have by the time we're recording, Trump informed the press that he says that Iran informed him that they are in a state of collapse.
Yeah, not a good state.
Well, depends who you are.
Right.
It's good for the United States, not good for Iran. He also said, and this I thought was weird, he's saying that within the next few days, Iran's oil infrastructure will explode from within.
Yeah, because they're not letting them export anything.
Right. No, so it's more than that. So they're not actually taking the oil from the oil wells. And what's happening is the pressure underground in the oil wells themselves is building.
Yes.
It's almost like you take a 2-liter bottle of soda and you shake it up and that pressure builds and then you keep shaking and it builds and it builds.
Because the oil keeps coming out of the ground.
Well, it wants to, but it has nowhere to go.
It has nowhere to go. So they've been using older storage units to try to store the oil because it's not being exported. But like you said, in a couple days, that runs out and they're going to face some like irreversible damage to their oil infrastructure.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
There are some boats, it seems clear that there are some boats that are evading the blockade.
Through the Strait of Hormuz.
But for the most part, the blockade is crippling Iran in a huge way. In fact, Trump now has given the military orders to shoot and kill Iranian boats. If they encounter any boats that are trying to do any type of mining, they have orders to shoot to kill.
Well, yeah, listen, those people are trying to kill innocent captains, ship captains that are just trying to transport oil.
Yep.
Like when you lay a mine, that's a death sentence on potentially somebody that's driving or sailing a boat.
Absolutely. There was also a lot of talk that Trump has his back against the wall and, he's really scared of Iran. So he came out and he's posted the following. For those people, fewer in number now than ever before, that are reading the failing New York Times or watching fake news CNN that think I am quote unquote anxious to end the war, if you would even call it that, with Iran.
Anxious to end the war. Like it's laughable after this assassination attempt.
Exactly.
Right? Like you see this man, he's pretty chill.
He's not anxious. He says, please be advised that I am possibly the least pressured person ever to be in this position. I have all the time in the world, but Iran doesn't. The clock is ticking.
Yeah. And by the way, this highlights a point that I know I've made before, that the media is despicable to me, because in place of being patriotic and rallying behind the president in wartime, right? Because it is a war. Like, I know Trump says, if you can call it that, he wants to call it an operation. He doesn't like to call it a war. But the press is supposed to be rallying behind the president and bringing the country together, and they're doing the exact opposite. They're doing everything they can to divide people and to divide the country over this issue.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think it's despicable. I really do.
Agreed. I mean, it's always been like this, but it's never been to this level.
Has it?
Yeah.
Has it
politics,
always been like this?
Yeah, politics has always been dirty. It always has been. Let's move to Israel a little bit.
Sure.
So first of all, did you see that? I know you definitely saw it. I mean, this went viral. Once again, fodder for all the anti-Israel people. The story about police that detained a young man in Modi'in who had a yarmulke, a knit yarmulke, kippah saruga, and it had the Israeli flag and the Palestinian flag. They detained him. Then they cut out the Palestinian flag from the yarmulke.
And they gave it back to him. This cannot be official policy. There's just no way.
Exactly.
This is a rogue police officer that must have done this. I cut this out not because I am against the Palestinian people.
Oh, no, that's not.
No, I cut it for Naftali Bennett.
What?
Because all his kippah is the size of a shekel.
Yes, that's true.
So this one for him.
Oh, they're going to repurpose it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I had in my mind.
But it has a Palestinian flag.
This okay because he is now joining the left.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired.
If you want to be on the left, we're going to give you the left.
So what you're referring to is the fact that Bennett and Lapid are now on a joint ticket.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's interesting to say the least. I mean, Bennett is a guy. I mean, he does wear a yarmulke. Lapid is like the number one anti-religious guy in the government. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, listen, we're going to see how this alliance fares.
Yeah. In other religious Israel news, so I know you heard that Netanyahu's now canceled the Lag BaOmer event in Meron.
Yeah. A lot of people upset about that.
A lot of people upset.
Because, partially because there are other gatherings of more people.
Yes.
And those are being allowed, so how come Lag BaOmer is getting trashed?
Exactly. 2 members of parliament from the right, from the religious party, said no restrictions at soccer games, so why at Meron?
Right.
Yeah, which is a great question.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know. Are soccer stadiums more set up for that amount of people? Like, Meron isn't designed.
I was going to say that. It's a little unfair, the comparison.
Right.
Because, like, one is like
it's a stadium.
It's a city. No, but Meron is, think about it. Like, when the terrible event happened, right?
Yeah. We covered that.
We did cover it.
What is it, 5 years ago?
Yeah. So, like, there's so many elements to it. There were people who were trying to get away. So, like, a stadium is just an enclosed area you could control. Meron is a place. Like, you know, there's the people getting there. There's once you're there. There's the multiple areas. You know, people are doing their own thing in different areas. And it's impossible to control.
Yes, but I'm not sure that I understand your logic. Like, in that situation, there was a block, and then people ended up getting trampled.
Yeah.
Right? That could happen at a stadium.
It could, yeah. That's
you know what
true.
I'm saying? If there's a rush, if God forbid there's an emergency, you know, like that's always a concern, is that people will get trampled. If that's why they have these rules, that there's only allowed to be a certain amount of people in a room, right? You ever go into an auditorium,
yes,
and they have this red sign. At least they have it in New York, like maximum capacity,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it really is a concern anywhere, and it's not something you're going to be able to avoid if, God forbid, there's an emergency. You know, whether a stadium, whether in Meron, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Okay, so this went a little long. Of course, we had a special guest, so we do have like a ton of stories here, like literally a ton of stories. I have, including an amazing clip from Jeremy Boring talking about Tucker Carlson, and when I heard this clip, I was like dumbfounded. Like,
I've never
really
seen
eye-opening.
you. I've never seen you so excited about a clip.
Yeah,
but we're not going to have time to get to it.
We don't have time. I can't go back into Tucker now. We already, we did that. We don't have time. There's a ton of stories. If you want to hear the rest of these stories, you want to hear these clips that we didn't play yet, you know what to do. Go to the website, kiddushclubpodcast.com, become a subscriber. It's super easy to do. Or you could go into the Apple Podcasts app and you could just subscribe right there. Of course, you could call our hotline and you could join there as well. Okay, so before we go, this is a story that's coming out of Sri Lanka. 22 Buddhist monks were arrested at the airport because they were trying to smuggle drugs. Monks. These are Buddhist monks.
Right. So I do wonder what type of drugs they were trying to smuggle.
So it was cannabis.
Okay, I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, but the article says that it was a very, strong type of cannabis. I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Thankfully.
I'm shocked. But, I find it funny. This didn't make like worldwide news. Now, here's the thing. 22 monks are trying to smuggle drugs. Imagine it was Chas v'shalom. Imagine it was 10 rabbis.
Yeah.
Imagine 10 rabbis at the airport.
New York Times.
Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson, everybody. This would be the biggest story in the world.
No, you got it all wrong. This is a lulav, my friend. This is a lulav. I know it's not the time, but you can prepare.
No.
You could prepare.
Looks very different. And the crazy thing, it's not the first time that these Buddhist monks got in trouble. In 2022, every single monk at a Buddhist temple in Thailand was defrocked, right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Serious. What happened? Every single one tested positive for meth.
I mean, it's almost unbelievable. But think about it. If you're stuck in a monastery for your entire life,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You need the highs and lows. You need something to make you feel alive. And now they have no more robes. Like, could you imagine? You only know this person you know how the monk robe
orange,
looks?
Yeah.
It's like orange, or it's like burlap sack type, and it's got a hood in the back.
Yeah.
And now this guy's wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because in the pictures, because they had these robes, if you look at the pictures of them,
they're covering,
being led to court, they're covering their heads. You know how perps do that?
Sure, because they weren't sentenced yet to their defrocking. Yeah. So they still have their...
Well, these guys weren't defrocked. The other guys in 2022.
So why are they covering their faces? Because they're
going arrested.
They're going in for a criminal... Oh, but they didn't get defrocked, you're saying?
Yeah, they didn't get defrocked yet.
So right. So we don't know what's going to happen. Right now, there's some type of disciplinary measure in the works.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, people do look up to monks. Not me personally. You know what I'm saying? They meditate. That's all they do. And look, maybe the drugs help.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Meth?
I will say this. You should pick a point man. Not all of you should be carrying drugs.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I'm saying?
Not all of you should be on meth. There needs to be an adult, present.
Yes, but
meth is really dangerous.
If you're smuggling, one guy should take the fall. You know what I'm saying? And not all of them. It's a little ridiculous. They just have no...
22 of them.
Yeah.
22
monks.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all the time we have this week. If you're interested in advertising, what better place to advertise than right here with Kiddush Club Podcast? And you can do that by sending an email to ads@kiddishclubpodcast.com.
And we'll see you guys next week. And we thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to join the WhatsApp group. You can do that either from the show notes or visit us at kiddishclubpodcast.com. Follow us on X, follow us on Instagram, and don't forget to support the cast by visiting buymeacoffee.com/kiddishclub. Show your support for the cast, and until next time, Kiddush Club out.
And this episode is copyright Kiddush Club Media.